Hey pals, Charlye here, checking in before today's episode to let you know that there was a little bit of an audio issue during recording. That's right, Macy sounds 400 years away inside of a tin can. We've cleaned it up and leveled the audio as best as we can. However, the issue still persists, and we wanted to let you know that we know and we are deeply sorry. But technical issues are gonna technical issue. We hope it isn't too distracting and that you enjoy the show regardless.
I'm super, do you ever have days that you
Yes.
just, cannot drink enough water? I just feel like I have to drink all the water, otherwise my voice is just gonna stop.
Yeah, I definitely have days where I feel like I am a parched little girl in the desert, and I cannot quench my thirst.
That's how I feel today. It's weird, so I'm just chugging the water and hoping it stops soon.
That's all you can do is chug and hope.
Chug and hope, but I feel like that's advice for many things today. Drink your water. And
Yes.
keep hoping.
Mace and I actually just got off a really cool cod piece, a really cool call with Rachel Anahata, as you might know her. So we want you guys to stay tuned to after the credits today, because we did a little interview. We're talking about Anahatas. If you're going, if you want to go, if you're interested at all, we have a little segmente with her.
Yeah, it's kind of a blend of a hype sesh because we're very close. As we say, I think today is 57 days until the event. So it is a good interview for those who are going and might want a little extra information. She was a little bit into some of the musical acts that are coming, the classes that are going on, new changes this year from last year, all that stuff. And it was just a really fun interview. She's fun to talk to. So we just kind of giggled our way through it.
Yeah, so stick around for after the credits to hear us talk about that. But there's something I wanted to talk about first. Today, as this comes out, if you are lucky enough to hear this, listen to me, if you're lucky enough to hear this on the day it comes out, the 13th of July, it is a super moon tonight, dude.
Super moon.
Oh, okay. That threw me back to Grand Theft Auto Vice City. It is a super buck moon, and it is apparently the largest of the year. Buck moon. I also saw that it is less commonly referred to, but sometimes referred to as a blessing moon, and I like that so much more.
So yeah, I like buck.
Buck.
And I can't say buck. It's going to be buck.
Book. So if you are into the cycles of the moon, check it out tonight. It's going to be big. It's going to be pretty. And you want to know how ignorant I am, dude? You want me to tell you how freaking dumb I am? I don't know. I don't know if it's the same all over the world.
Me neither.
I assume that it's the full moon.
I think everybody that sees the moon, I think it's everybody.
I think that part I can kind of figure out, but because we're on a tilt, does that mean the southern hemisphere they're not as close to the moon, so this is not a super moon for them?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know much about planets, to be honest, and satellite planets, moons.
I'm looking actually, kind of before we started recording. Somebody put over in Facebook the, every once in a while you'll see the thing go around that it's like, here's Earth, and then it zooms out a little bit. Yes. It's like, this is the sun, and
the one that shows it in size compared to everything else.
And I'm just flipping through the pictures, and I am just so moved.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so supermoon, get out and enjoy it tonight. What are we talking about today?
talking to you about one that I have always been, or one. I'm talking about one.
I'm just the number one.
I'm talking, you know the one. No, that's stupid. I'm talking. I'm talking about a crystal, right? So
the one crystal.
The one crystal, the one and only crystal. You know it. I'm
to rule them all.
Notes up so you can see the different names for it. Anyway, it's Anyolite or ruby and zoisite. Zoisite? You know the one, the pink and green one.
Okay. Oh, okay. I do know the one.
The super cute watermelon candy looking one.
Watermelon candy.
That was
my. The fact that it took you a second shows my skill.
Well, because your tone kind of also sounded like the and Mario.
Watermelon sugar.
Watermelon candy.
Watermelon sugar. Watermelon candy. Okay. Wow. Shit, dog. Okay. So, I don't know where to go from there. I'm talking to you. I'm actually just kind of chatting at you today. And I am talking about magical space, why it's important to me, why it might be important to you. And that's a little chitty chat that I want to have with you. But before we do any chitty chatting, we got something really important.
Yes.
In fact, you might say it's the most important segment of the show.
Yeah, technically.
It is the Patreon.
Shout out.
Segment. Patreon shout out. Patreon shout out. It is for Paula R.
I smell Paula R. Yeah.
Oh. I love that. I love the idea that you wait for your shout out and yours is I smell Paula.
Because here's the thing. I would hear it and be like, fuck yeah, you do. Because what a presence. What a presence.
Oh yeah. You can
Because it doesn't say that it's bad. It could be like, oh,
no.
God, they're here. You know, because it's like that smell.
Well, it's like what Wheezy says, you know, he's like, you hear me before you see me, except, you know, you smell me before you see me.
Yeah, but it might be like a poison ivy situation, and they're just like, oh, pink dust, who are you? You know.
Oh my God, and then you show up in that monkey suit.
Hell yeah, you do. Listen, let me tell you something. I watched that last week.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you?
Rustin came over, and Hunter had seen neither it or Batman Forever.
Oh.
Did you
Oh, God, did you have a grand old time?
Oh, did. Popped both those cherries. And
great.
It was, so we actually did it backwards. We started with Batman and Robin.
What?
Just because come on now, it's a lot of fun.
It is
and
a lot
so
of fun.
We couldn't help it. So we kind of, we blew our load and went straight to Batman and Robin. And then like a few days later, watched Batman Forever. But you know what I gotta say? And this is a bit brave of me to say.
Okay.
I've switched, and I honestly think Batman and Robin is my favorite Batman movie of all time.
Oh my God.
I really do. I haven't rewatched it. It's shamelessly so great. It's so great. It's so good. Dude, every line that Mr. Freeze says is a pun about ice, and everything Poison Ivy says is a pun about plants.
Give me one. Give me one.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Oh my
and
God,
then my personal favorite, chill.
Yeah.
Chill. Oh, there's many. You can't. There's a billion. That's his whole dialogue, his whole script.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah. I love it. I'm glad that you had a good time.
Had a great time.
I'm glad that we can appreciate it for what it is.
It is, to me, you know why it's my favorite? Scale of fun. It's the most fun.
Scale of fun is important.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was reading something the other day talking about Young Gravy's.
Oh, God. What do you think about Young Gravy?
Tell me what we think about Young Gravy's hit Betty, where he samples never going to give you up.
Yeah, right.
And I was reading a thing where somebody was basically like, is it silly? Yes. Like, but it's self-aware. It is what it is. And right now, and they made the point of like, right now in the world, you don't need everything to be serious to be good.
No.
Right now, in fact, what we need is a little bit of levity. So if you can have levity in the form of Mr. Freeze talking about, what's he, chill out.
Oh, dude, it's excellent. And that's the thing. It made me miss, like, the big grandiose fiction movie. It made me miss, like, The Mummies. And, you know, like, the ones like this. And I'm kind of excited with, like, Rob Zombie's The Munsters coming out. Like, I feel like we're getting a dose. You know, like, we're about to get, like, maybe another one that's just kind of that fantastical, and the makeup's, like, legit. It doesn't look all CGI. Like, a true, like, tried and true Hollywood handmade movie. And I can't wait for it.
Well, it's those, like, 90s movies.
Yeah, everything was done by hand. Sets were all built. You'd have fog machines built in and floors that would drop out. And, like, I miss that, you know, like, I know that it does. Well, sometimes it looks better. It took a lot of money and a lot of effort, but, like, a lot of times it looks better than the shit today. But it's just amazing to watch these movies and know that so many people, so many hands made it, built it. And that's just amazing.
And that is what I felt like watching Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, just the whole set. None of it was, I don't think any of it was CGI, or there might have been a really bad segment of CGI where like a bumblebee flew around or something, but just everything being very physical. Like you could touch everything. I imagine just walking into that soundstage and just being in this world where everything's huge. And does it look realistic? No, not really.
But it's neat.
But it's fun. And everything, okay, feel me on this. Tell me if you agree or not. It feels like everything was more colorful in those movies.
It was. I just think everything was. It was just more, again, it's just the only word I could think. It was just fantastic. Everything was bright and bold and just creative. And I want to see that coming back. And it is why, like, I am happy, for instance, like in Guardians of the Galaxy, like Gamora is painted green. She's clearly painted green.
Right.
And I love it. You know, like, I love to see that kind of seemingly making its way back from, like, an overcorrection of everything has to be perfect. And I don't like it. I don't like everything being perfect. I want to see the human in it. I want to see that humans made this. That's part of the fun.
It also seems like you're just like an Aquarius that's trying to, like, do research. I would like to see the human movie.
I don't know how to learn without these film companions.
What do emotions look like?
Dude, before I forget, I have a story for you.
You did. You prefaced this to me, and I'm excited about it. You said it was a batshit story.
It's stupid. It's stupid. So, this is kind of reminiscent of, you know how I reacted when I woke up to the bird being in the house and I just moaned my way off the couch and got a bruise when I got tangled up in the blanket.
I had forgotten about that, but yes.
Yeah, so similar to that. And so anyway, Netflix put the first season of, the Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch. Okay, listen, it's like a History Channel show, similar, exactly the same structure to the Curse of Oak Island. Even the name is structured the same. Same Ancient Aliens intro narrator. I mean, it's literally the same. They copied and pasted it. And then they put the format. But listen, it kind of won me over, okay? Because it starts out, I was like, I don't know about this. Like, this is really dramatic. Lots of booms. You know how, like, Eldridge's Kitchen puts the booms and shit?
Yep.
You know, there's so much of that, dude. But as stuff starts happening, it's actually really unsettling. And the show has won me over because I'm like, it's weird. And the people, like, I looked them up, like, you guys actually see Incredibles? I don't know. But anyway, point is, it made me a little paranoid.
Okay, good.
So,
love to start there.
Yeah, that's where we began, right? But I was just kind of on the couch. So again, this is a doze off. This is a late time couch doze off. It's exactly the same scenario. Almost exactly. So I just kind of I have dozed off on the couch. And we've been watching, so this was Sunday. We rested all day Sunday. We have had this going on in the house for like 7 consecutive hours. And it's just dawn, and we're vegging on the couch, just
So
absorbing
much.
this creepy information. And so after I've been marinating in my tinfoil hat all day, like I'm just a bunch of juices in there, and I'm laying on the couch, and I doze off to then get woken up by the dogs barking, which happens a lot at night, like if they, but
yeah, when Bigfoot comes by.
Well, I don't know why this happened. And when I got Hunter's story later, it became funny to me because what he saw was so much scarier than what I had to deal with. But anyway, so the dogs are barking, and it jolts me awake, and it jolts me awake in an absolute amped up to 11 terror. Like,
okay,
absolute full adrenaline mode. I wake up in full adrenaline mode.
You were ready to go.
And I can't move my body that well. I kind of can't. It's just like the last time. And so I'm hearing the dogs barking, and Hunter clears the corner, and he's looking at me really freaked out, and he's like, what? Are you, what? And him freaking out, and my sleep-addled brain once again makes me think that, like, something's happening, because the dogs are barking. And so I am in this half-paralyzed state, crawling off the couch, also still unable to communicate, once again moaning. Can't talk, but I'm crawling off the couch in this freaked out.
Why the moan?
I don't know, because I can't talk. I might have sleep paralysis. And so I'm crawling off the couch, and the dogs are, and so I'm coming to, and I see Hunter he just walks off into the kitchen. I think he realized, like, she'll sort this out. I've dealt with this before. And so when I see him walk off, I'm like, oh, nothing's happening here. And I start to come back. It's like, that's what it took. He had to just be like, all right, I'm going to leave. And so he walks up. And I start coming, and then I'm sitting on the couch, but I couldn't breathe. He kept asking, like, are you good? Like, I don't understand what just happened. And when I get his version, now I know why. But for a while, I was just like, give me a second. I can't talk. And after 5 minutes, I was able to be like, shut up, dude. I don't know what that was. And so
she'll sort this out.
I didn't come off of edge until bedtime, until another 2 hours. I was so, it got way better. And so the next morning, I asked Hunter, I was like, what did you see? Because I remember vaguely, in a panic, moaning my way off the couch. That's all that I know. Crawling, but I couldn't move, And then he was like, yeah, I remember. And so basically, all he did was ask the dogs if they wanted to go outside. And sometimes they get excited, and Gizzy will bark at Dinah, and Dinah will bark at Gizzy. And then it'll just kind of be like a cacophony, like a little bow, 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 and then they're done. Like 3 little barks. And like, oh yeah, we're going outside. Ooh. And that's all that happened. And so Hunter
I'm so sorry.
Hunter hears me and turns to, because our kitchen is open to the living room, but you kind of have to lean around this little wall corner thing, which is what he walks around later. And so he leans out, and apparently I have propped myself up on the back of the couch, dude, the back of the couch looking out towards the back deck. So I'm my hands are propping me up. I'm looking into the kitchen, through the window into the back porch. You know what I'm saying? Can you get this?
Yeah.
And I am in a blind terror, and I look at him, and then I immediately look past him out the window and get more terrified and lock on to something out of the window. And so that's when he turns around and is like, what? And then I was like, oh shit, something is going on. And so finally, eventually, that's what all started. So he saw me in a terror, then look out the window, and then whip around and start trying to crawl off the couch in blind terror while not being able to speak or move very fast. That was what he witnessed.
And he just walks away.
Because I remember he did, I made it to the floor. I had my hand, all of my body was on the floor. And I remember he was down there, and he wasn't, mad, but he was like, what you know, because his scene was literally turning a corner. I stare at him in terror. I look outside in more terror, and then I crawl off the couch making sounds until I hit the floor. Again, it's happened twice now. And so I think he just realized that I'm starting to come to him. And he was just like, I think the only way I can convince her that we're not dying is if I just leave. And it worked.
I'm sorry. I had to hit mute a few times because I was laughing so hard it was shaking my desk, and I'm sure there was bangings, but that is the funniest shit.
Isn't that ridiculous?
What is
shit out of me?
What is going through your brain?
I don't know. I just think it must be waking me up right at the wrong part of my sleep cycle.
Yeah.
I feel like I probably was having a really intense dream.
Yeah.
And I did not wait. My body was trying to wake up, but it took my brain about a full minute to catch up. It was when I was on the floor that I remember being like, whoa, you're fine, you know. But like for the whole first part of that was like I was still in dream mode and couldn't come out of it. So I don't know. I don't know if that's like a sleep paralysis thing because I could move a little, but I could not move a lot. I could move about as good as you can in a dream when you can't move.
And that's frustrating. I have done that. I don't know if it's the same exact thing before, but when I'm really stressed out, I go through periods where I will wake up panicking, and then, you know, I don't know, you're waking up in a panic attack or what.
I do that in the morning a lot.
I hate it. But one of the freakiest ones for me, and I feel like I've told this at some point, so sorry. I am becoming the old man that tells the same story over and over. But I woke up and the same thing happened. I had been moving and talking for a while, but I only remember coming to after I had already jumped out of bed.
Yeah.
And apparently I jumped out of bed and I was just saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I remember, and I ran to the foot of the bed and I started slapping Clark's feet.
Oh my God, that's the scariest thing in the world. That would scare me so bad.
But it's worse because and this is where I kind of came to. I was slapping his feet, trying to wake him up. And I was like, help me. I'm dead. I'm dead. Wake up. I'm dead.
Oh my God, dude. I'd be so mad at you.
And then I'm dead changed into as I became more aware. I was like, no, I'm not dead. I'm dying. And it's like that feeling of being half awake. I was like, is this what dying feels? Is this what evaporating feels like?
Your way out of an ego death.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I just had to sit there and sip tea for a little while and shake. But I hate that. And I don't know why that happens. And I want it to stop. Except to you, because you come out with hilarious stories. I want it to happen.
It's really silly. I get about one a year, it seems.
I love how your response to things is to just
try to army crawl and moan until I fall off the surface that I'm on. I'm like,
what? But what is the moaning accomplish?
I'm trying to talk. I can't communicate because when he because I don't remember staring out the window. I don't remember looking out the window.
That is pretty scary.
I don't.
Your brain. You must have been dreaming that you saw something.
I think I was because I remember by the time I hit the floor, just being like, I have not been awake. You know, I've not been present here.
Mm.
But I think he was because he was saying what did you what you know, and I can't. I'm trying to answer, but I can't. I'm just
moaning
sound.
Yeah. Wow. Well.
Yeah.
I'm glad to know that about you. I'm always glad when you relay a story like that.
Maybe I'll gift all of you with that in the bedroom at Anahata's, and I'll just scare you real nice and good when everybody's trying to sleep.
Oh, God, please don't. Oh, God.
Because I hate that Hunter has to deal with it, because it might be funny to watch, but also I think the other one was that one. The bird one was hysterical, and I would have loved to have watched myself. But this one, I would have been really unsettled to have to watch.
Well, I mean, it's anytime anyone looks behind you and looks terrified and starts trying to crawl away, it's not a good sign.
No.
Not a good look.
No. So he's got to deal with that. But, I mean, I did get possessed before he proposed. So, I mean, he kind of knew what he was getting into.
Well, I believe that you go first today, and you're going to talk to me about the stone whose name I've forgotten, but it is the pink and green one.
Yeah, bro. Anyolite. So I've only ever really seen it as ruby and zoisite. That's how I use it, like in any metaphysical shops. I see it written that way a lot. Although it seems that the name Anyolite, Anyolite, is the name for it, and it comes only, exclusively, seemingly, from Tanzania. Yeah.
Exclusive.
Yeah, and potentially Kenya as well, but like that is it, man. So Anyolite is a metamorphic rock. So I was a little confused on this. It's like it says it's a metamorphic rock, but listen. I bet there's like, what are they, geologists? They're gonna hear this and be like, "You dumb bitch." But like to me, I got the vibe that it was almost like a Pluto situation. Like it is a metamorphic rock, but no one will call it one. It's very confusing.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't really get a clear answer on that, but anyway, it is composed of green zoisite, oftentimes this black or very very dark green pargasite, and ruby. So that is where you get your colors.
Ruby.
And other names for it, other than like Anyolite, your ruby and zoisite, you have ruby zoisite. Ruby zoisite again with a hyphen in between. And and Tanganyika art stone is another name for it. So this is another kind of recent dude. So now, of course, it has been utilized by the peoples in this region for a long time, like commercially, like actually, like mined and discovered as like we could sell this in 1954. So in the Mundarara mine in Tanzania. So I found a little bit of a fun bit of history.
Yay.
Revolving around this crystal. And this is not about its discovery, and this is really not anything pertinent to any of you at all in regards to learning about the stone, but I just thought it was a wild story, and I wanted to share it because it's been fun. It's kind of a, I guess you would call it kind of a financial crime, but it surrounds entirely around this stone. So,
love it.
Yeah. Anyway, so there was a specifically nice, chunky, 4 pound, this special ruby. It's called the Gem of Tanzania. It's about a 4 pound. Do you know this?
It's the heart of the ocean.
Okay. It's the heart of the ocean. This was big. 4 pound ruby specimen. And it had kind of a cloudy past. Some people said it was cursed. I don't believe that after reading into it. And this ruby, this fancy ruby, was owned by this firm called Reckon Construction, which I think is
Reckon?
I know. It's Rekin, and it's in England, I believe, so it might be like Reckon. But like I like to think it's Reckon because it's like
it's Reckon.
You know? And they're gonna be, for me, they're Reckon Construction as we move on.
Reckon Construction.
And for some strange reason, one of the most valuable assets that this construction business owned was this Gem of Tanzania, which was valued at 11 million pounds, which translates to about 13 million U.S. money units.
Whoa.
So this Gem of Tanzania changed a bunch of hands. It was originally discovered in 2002 by a mining company, and they were excavating in northern Tanzania. And this excavation was put on by this really sleazy cat named Trevor Michael Hart Jones.
Sounds sleazy.
He found it, and like he bought it for 13,000 pounds. So eventually,
my name is Trevor Michael John Jones.
Yeah, this guy really sucks. Like, so, like, I don't remember. So you know, like that episode of Archer when Archer has breast cancer and like he gets fake chemo and it's Zima in a bag instead of chemo medicine. Have you seen that episode?
Yes.
This guy did essentially the exact same thing, but to children and for AIDS medicine.
Yikes!
Yeah, big asshole. So, like, that's who found this. That was who he originally bought this stone, and he sold it to someone else, who then sold it to Unwin, who was the owner of this rig construction. So,
wow.
Yeah, that's kind of the hands that it changed. But this ruby, they're appraised at this crazy $11 million value, helped keep this company afloat for years. Like, I imagine as like, it's $11 million on the book to leverage as like collateral if you need to, or anything like that. That's a lot of assets to have. But guess what? This gigantic, massive, precious gem of Tanzania, fancy ruby, was nothing but a big ass chunk of ruby and zoisite valued at about 100 pounds or 120 bucks. And this company pretty much immediately went bankrupt as they owed creditors $20 million. And listen, I spent too much time on this story, but it was so interesting. And I got the more I got into it, the crazier it got. So it seems there was some sneaky activity going on here, such as perhaps some forged appraisals from these big auditing firms.
Is so slimy.
They're super slimy, man. And so it seems, because they had all of this documentation showing that this stone was valued at this much money from these very accredited firms. And then from what I could gather later on, these firms were like, no, we did not do this. We would never do this in this manner. And so it seems that all of these appraisal documents were forged and whatnot, because the value of the stone was very well aware that it was a hunk of garbage. And everybody who saw it said it wasn't even really pretty, but it's just all of this fog of intrigue around it made people, and then them forward. And so anyway, it blew up into this big thing, and then it blew up in their faces. But I did like this little thing this was from the Financial Times, and I said, we should not, however, remember the gem as having failed to cut it as a polished crown jewel. It should instead be remembered as a staggeringly successful healing crystal. Though its mystical powers failed to prevent brick and construction from folding, its mere presence on the company books clearly made group finances look and feel much healthier. Like most New Age medicine, the stone derived its power from the faith of those who believe, in this case, in its intrinsic ability to rise perpetually in value. The gem of Tanzania is a magnificent placebo asset. In these straitened times, there must be many who would benefit from the gem's awesome power. At the very least, the stone would make an excellent, if rather unattractive and unwieldy, paper. So who will start the bidding? It's like, that's fancy.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I just wanted to tell that story because I was like, what is this? Just a super crazy thing that happened to involve Anyolite or ruby and zoisite. I'm going to call it Anyolite because that is so much easier to say than ruby and zoisite. I want to say zoisite, like Sean Connery so bad. So I feel bad for it. It has to sit here and be like, this thing that we thought was valuable, not only is it not valuable, but it's ugly too. Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, the picture that I saw, I don't know if the picture that I saw was actually the picture of it. It was actually kind of tricky to find. Because one article that I was first reading detailing the story, it was I think it was a popular news site that I was reading the old article on. And it was this fantastic, crazy, ruby, and then I saw other pictures that were more of a rough, because it's unsliced, it is unhewed. So it's a raw stone. It's this is a net. So it's just kind of a dark kind of burgundy rough stone. I think but
it's so ugly.
It's unwieldy.
Unsightly. So, wow. Okay. Good to know.
So there you go. So zoisite forms during regional metamorphism and hydrothermal alteration of igneous metamorphic and sedimentary rocks.
Okay.
So do with that which you will. It melts, I think, and then turns into what it is. That's how I understand metamorphosis.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It evaporates and then it rains down.
That's different, but valid still.
Uh-huh. A monster comes by, eats it, and it poops it out.
Yes. That's how we have all gemstones.
Yeah. They start as spaghetti and end up as gemstones.
Oh. That's kind of cute, though. As a quick aside, to know that, your whatever crystal you have is, the stomach contents of some big monster.
It's like the turd of an ancient alien.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I did want to point out, there is a very similar looking material called ruby and fuchsite, which does not look that different. It is often misidentified as ruby and zoisite. But there is a pretty easy way, from what I can tell, to tell it apart, is that most specimens of ruby and fusite, they have like this kind of blue ring in places, and blue patches kind of surrounding the pink inclusions, and that's blue kyanite. And you can kind of, the ruby and zoisite or anyolite, which is what I'm talking about today, does not have that. So that's kind of an easy way to tell them apart, because otherwise they have to be tested. You know, like they'll have to like test the hardness and whatnot, because those are different.
And who has time for that?
Geologists, I guess. They love them rocks.
I just love rocks.
So the gemstone, come here. It was named ruby zoisite by the Austrian naturalist as well as scientist Aaron Sigmund von Ethelstein. And it's a good, long, healthy, thick name.
A fine name. A strong name.
A fine name. And, however, there was the English prospector's name was Tom Blevins. And he... Okay.
I love a little bit of a completely opposite of the other thing. Yes,
exactly. Yeah. Tom Blevins. He discovered the stone, like he was the one who actually discovered it while mining in Longido. It's a district that is in northeast Tanzania in 1954. And to this day, really, Tanzania is like they're it. Like the primary source of all of this is in Tanzania. So it's, again, so the secondary name is Anyolite, and that derives from a native word in the nearby region meaning green, and that's how it's known locally.
Whoa.
So let's get into the metaphysical. Anyolite, it helps to link the heart and the mind together. Also the root, but we'll get to that in a minute. But particularly, it helps build on the relationship between the heart and the mind, particularly with the heart chakra and third eye chakra. And there's a lot of benefits here to that. Because we all know what it feels like to have like moments when you feel like your heart and your mind are disconnected. Whether you're agreeing with one or the other, you just kind of feel like you're not centered, and there's a disconnect there for whatever reason. And you know, it's where we get these phrases of like, oh, their heart wasn't in it, or their heart was in the right place, but like maybe it wasn't always done with the right mind. You know, so it's like these moments where you perhaps feel a little bit out of balance or separated. And this is very, like, also specifically in veins of negativity, particularly like prolonged negativity that eventually kind of becomes systematic, and helping to transmute that negative emotion into energies that can help elevate and open up the heart and the mind channels, so communication can kind of pick up again with better ease, and just generally like a higher vibe, I guess.
Ease it in.
Easy. We turned on a street. I got to drive on Easy Street the other night.
That's right.
Yeah,
that was a good time.
Easy Street. So the heart, the chakra, is really important, and it's really complex because it is the bridge between like our more kind of like physical kind of energy centers, which are your like, and I'm working on my. I wrote this because I'm needing to my final test. If I can get my words out, it's this week. It's doing both the Sanskrit. So like Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura, which is your root, sacral, solar plexus, in a row.
Did you say your final test?
Yeah, it's this weekend.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. And then
wow. Oh. Are you gonna be sad that school's over?
A little bit. Yeah. Like I'll miss the weekends coming together. Those have been really fun. Like they've been very physically, like they've pushed me to my physical limits, but at the same time they've just been so amazing. I will miss those. Like we've come together, and the past few we've done like potlucks, and everybody's brought food, and at lunch we just eat together, and I will miss that.
Oh, but you're growing up.
I know, we gotta leave the nest.
Oh boy.
Um, but anyway, it connects those your lower three energy centers to your more spiritual centers, your higher centers, such as your Vishuddha, Anja, and Sahasrara, your throat, third eye, and so yeah, your heart chakra is a very important bridge. It's right there. It's kind of the valve between the two. So maintaining its health is important energetically as well as physically. But it's a major center of feeling for us. It's not just a hunk of muscle. And it seems that the more that the mind and heart brain connection, or the mind, that kind of connection between it and the brain is studied, the more complex and functional the heart becomes in regards to how we feel and experience our emotions. Like the brain and the heart work together. And with the focus of negativity, Anyolite can supposedly help identify negative thoughts or energies that are kind of stored in these places and help transmute them into energies that are of a higher vibration that will aid in the opening up of these centers and therefore eventually the alignment of your centers in general. So apparently there's not a lot of crystals that do this, that can do this transmutation, just boom, flip it kind of deal. But I saw it everywhere. Everywhere I looked. It's what it does. It's a transmuter of energy. And it doesn't happen overnight. Like it's not one that's just going to but it, over time and with steady use and feeding it and working with it, meditating with it, and carrying it with you and having it on your person, it will just over time generally lift kind of the, what I'm thinking, I've been watching too much. The show I was talking about earlier, the noise floor. It lifts your noise floor. So, you're on a higher frequency or whatever. So, this can make it a really good companion stone for those who suffer with anxiety, especially on days when anxiety flares up big mad.
Big mad.
Now, of course, obligatory, take your meds. However, it's nice to know that if you wake up and you literally don't know how you're going to go to the office because your nerves are just shot, it's nice to know that we have these little companions that we can arm ourselves with, our little spiritual armor, and go out and know that we're working together to help us be our best selves that day. So anything
I love anything that transmutes I guess negative into positive.
Yeah,
I love anything that's
a
twofer. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's a big, so it will help because that's the thing is fear is, it's a lower vibrational emotion. It's that's where it lives. And so when you're
fear is just weakness leaving the body.
It is, what is it? Starve the fear wolf. But it's a low vibrational frequency, if you're going to prescribe to that theory. And so it will help eventually raise this state into higher ones that will also help bring more peace and clarity, because clarity lives in the higher energies. Just as you can see how our brains work in times of joy or passion or exuberance, because if you think about it, everything's crystal clear, it's focused, and it's memorable. There's a reason we remember particularly good times, good memories, and you can play them back in your head so well because there's a clarity that comes to it. You're alive,
the good times
are killing me, and you can, I don't know, you can really take things in. And it's easy, when you're in a lower state, and I can say this from experience that I know a lot of people share, a lot of people share, is when you fall really down in those lower places, your thoughts, especially times of high anxiety, big dips, your thoughts are muddled, you can lose track of time, you can lose days, weeks, you can get kind of just confused, lose your focus, and you will also get through them and have no memory of them at all.
Yeah.
You just don't remember
it's
where you've been.
You live through them and you are aware that you're alive, but looking back, you're like, what? is this black hole of time.
It's just kind of that lower vibrational thing. You're not really, your awareness is, because, awareness is it's your high vibrational state. Your awareness is dimmed down super low. So you're just kind of, it's a weird dance because you're hyper aware due to your anxiety. But like when it comes to spiritual awearness, it's super dim. So it's like, it eventually will help flip that a little bit over time, allegedly. So.
Oh, we're whipping out the allegedly.
Well, I like to believe it.
So we won't get sued.
Yeah. So Anyolite can also be a good companion for those just starting out on the spiritual path. It can help one in discovering this new self that they have just awakened, because it really does feel like that. Like there's a version of me in my mind before magic and after magic. And I really cannot put them together anymore. Like I know that she was me and I'm glad of what she did because she put me here. But like at the same time, different world, we did not view the world in two different brains now.
Right. Yeah.
So it can be good for that. That's a big time. I think anybody, even if you like to get a little haughty sometimes, like it's important to remember those first months when the spiritual door blasts wide open. And it is this time of you just want to take in as much as you can. You just want to experience as much. It is an absolute breath of the most beautiful, fresh air in the world. And having something that can help you find, an avenue yourself, who you want to be. And it can be helpful because it's a tremendous amount of information to go through. And there's a lot of cones to walk around and things that you're not aware of. And so it can just be kind of nice to have something that's like, well, maybe let's go, this feels right. Maybe let's lean this direction, and help guide you during those times of because it is a wonderful time, but it is also a very overstimulating time as well sometimes, and can be almost discouraging when you feel like there's just so much to know. You don't feel like you'll ever even get anywhere.
And you can very easily take on too much and burn out.
Oh yeah. Anyolite is also a good stone for if you want to astrally project and not freak out right now.
Oh, that's always a good thing.
It is. It's the stone for you. Along with the heart and the third eye, the root chakra is also they are friends of each other in Anyolite. And having our base, our center, and our mind, our third eye, all teamed up together can make some pretty amazing astral and meditative journeys. So if you're a frequent meditator, or like you're trying to be a frequent meditator, you're just always in that dance of trying to meditate, which I get 100%. I'm there. Maybe like an obelisk of Anyolite can maybe help you step from this material plane into but do it in like this nice connected, like you're rooted, but your heart's open, your mind is open. So it's this nice like circuit that it can help us reach or tap in. Apparently, according to the crystalcouncil.com, if you are someone that likes to pair crystals together, apparently a notable pairing is sapphire. Sapphire pairs really well.
God damn it, I love sapphire.
Yes, if you want to like really make them just like really kick ass together. There you go. So, similar to the transmutation of the negative energies, Anyolite can be really nice for times when you were going through loss of a loved one, times of grief. So you're grounding through the root, you're healing the heart, you're opening the third eye, our spiritual connection. And over time, the emotions, of pain and anguish can be lifted into those of love, understanding, and gratitude. For the time that was shared. And grief never should be rushed. I really believe that. Like, it should never be rushed. However, again, it was like saying earlier, knowing that there's these tools that can just help. I've mentioned before, like the metaphor of just like keep you in the boat, at least. Like you're not just sinking into the abyss. Like it will at least keep you in the boat. And that's really helpful in times of deep emotional upheaval and emotional need. And so, there was a lot of fun when it came to looking at the zodiac associations, because it's a little all over the board, but there's definitely a few that are dead on, right? But here we go. So these are, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different websites that just like that I found these associations from. Okay, so the first one, Sagittarius, Aries, Aquarius, Gemini.
Okay.
The second one, Leo, Gemini, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Cancer.
Okay.
The third one. Oh, wait, no, sorry. No, that's right. Okay. The third one, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Sagittarius, and Scorpio.
Gemini and Sagittarius seems pretty constant.
Yes. And so then we have Gemini, Aries, Aquarius. And then Aries only. And then Aries, Aquarius. So,
so everyone but Pisces and Libra is what I'm hearing.
The strongest one here is Aries. So from the reign supreme here, and we'll get into why, but is Aries. But it seems to be very a good pairing for Aquarius, a good pairing for Sagittarius, and Gemini.
I heard Gemini a few times.
Yeah. So, but you know how this goes. If you like it, use it. So
sure.
Planetary association. So there's Mars, which isn't surprising because Mars rules Aries. And also the other planetary association is Venus. So right there, you can kind of see how this works because you have this great balance between Mars and Venus. I mean, the energies there are pretty different, so you have this kind of balance of this war and love. If you prescribe to the masculine and feminine definition, you kind of have that, and they are both associated with this stone, and it speaks to the harmony, to become something entirely fresh and new and elevated, something perhaps no longer divided and pulled in two different directions by two different energies, but settled between them both in this state of harmony. And that kind of goes into uniting the heart and the mind, linking it with the root, just kind of balancing everything out and not being pulled back and forth, which it comes with that harmonious nature. So really, personal growth is the main guy here. That's the main element. And whether it's growing, this newfound spiritual path, or growing from a low vibrational state to a higher vibrational state, or growing out of a deep state of grief into one of healing. But the point is always growth and passion, this elevation of these higher emotions like joy, passion, awareness, and coming into ourselves. And that's really the theme. And I'm happy because it matches the happy appearance. That makes me happy. And it looks like a good time. And it speaks that we are not ever just one thing. We are a balance of many different things. We are, a happy person and a sad person. We are, all kinds of different things. We are maybe more aggressive some days and more passive on other days, or more emotional. We're all kinds of different things. And the balance of what makes us is really unique. It's impossibly unique. And all of these countless inputs that go into it cannot be easily defined by just a couple of words. And we're all in different places in life dealing with different things. But in all of us, no matter what, there's an ability to elevate in some way. And that's what makes it unifying, is it's a really unifying state in that regard, is because everybody can get something out of it, regardless of what state we are in, because we all have the personal power to rise in some way or another, even if it's just in a little weak, just one small inch at first, we can. And I like that. I like any tool that's just no, you can do this. Whatever you want. I believe it's like your own personal little coach,
This is the hype man.
Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing. And that's all it wants to do. It just wants to gently and steadily help us transform from our lower selves, or our low selves that we are in right now, our lower frequency, into a higher frequency, which is a pretty amazing gift from the earth. And lastly, all I have is a little bit of care instructions. I saw you want to avoid steam with these, as well as the little ultrasonic cleaners. If you ever really need to clean your stone, you want to wash it because it's been your bra all day or something like that, just plain soapy water real quick, just wash it with a cloth and dry it off. That will be fine. But also charge it in the moon, some rice, bury it, but don't drop it. It's fragile. It'll cleave. And also don't seem to need to like submerge in water.
Cleave.
And that's all I have for you. That's it. That's ruby and zoisite. Anyolite.
Are we saying, okay, now listen, that thing happened where you said it at first and then I let too much time pass and I became embarrassed to ask, but I'm going to ask now. Are we saying ruby and zoisite or
ruby, it should be ruby in zoisite.
Okay, so it's like lodged within it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Or there's ruby with zoisite, ruby in zoisite, but ruby in zoisite is how I see it the most. Really, I wasn't aware of the name Anyolite until today, but that does seem to be
Anyolite?
Anyolite. A-N.
Annie.
Nancy.
Annie.
Yeah.
What is it? N as in Nancy? No, what is it?
M as in Mamcy.
Mamcy. That's what it is. So stupid. Well, Mace, I wanted to just have a conversation with you today about magical space within your personal space. And just why it's important to me. I don't presume to like prescribe. I don't want to be like, this is why you need this. This is why it's important. Because frankly, I'm sure to some people it's not important to have an altar. Or it's not important to have like magical physical belongings at all. For me, having a personal or having a physical space to become connected and to ground and to work spells and to craft potions and incense and etc. It's kind of paramount for me and my practice. And without that space, I have found that my practice slips easily to the back burner. Yes. And it's so strange to kind of, when I was putting together my train of thought for this episode or this conversation piece or whatever we're calling it, I had never really made that connection before. And I kind of looked back through times that I didn't have space available or I wasn't taking care of the space. And I was like, that's when I kind of lost touch. And I was thinking of it as it being a symptom. Like, oh, I'm not very connected, so I haven't been refreshing my altars. But I think it's almost for me the other way around. It's like, well, I haven't been spending time at them. I haven't been refreshing them, connecting with them. So therefore, it's like slipped to the back.
I totally get that. I'm exactly the same way.
Yeah. And it's strange to me because I've never thought of it that way before. But I know that you're the same way because I know that when I come over, your space is changed, like your kitchen. And I feel like you've said that you do the majority of your work in your kitchen. And I know you have your space like in the back in the recording room where you keep a lot of stuff. But I feel like where I see, I was going to say, I feel like your kitchen altar or whatever you want to call it is constantly changing and constantly like being refreshed and stuff. Which makes sense because that's where you do most of your work. But magical space can look like many different things. It can be everything from a full-blown altar space to, that it has all your cards and you store all your witchy things, to even just a place where you happen to feel the most magical. For me, magical space comes in the form of what you might call an altar. I'm not a Wiccan and I don't follow a lot of the prescribed, like the Wiccan rules of you have to have a bell and a chalice and stuff like that, right? Yeah. I'm sorry, what did you say?
Like the actual religious aspects.
Right.
It's like a religious practice.
Right. Yeah. And I don't have, kind of, I guess what I would have said in the early days, things you have to have at an altar.
Right.
But I don't have a set list of things to put on it, but I still use the word altar because it works best for me in my sacred space. I actually have several different altars because over time I have found that this is what works best for me and it's what keeps me the most connected. I am if I don't see it, it almost doesn't exist type of person. And I need things very out in front of me. I'm the kind of person who has sticky notes on my house to remind me of things, or, I'll print out to-do lists. Like I need to see the things in front of me. So each room of my house has an altar. No matter how grandiose or how small, I try to correlate the altar in each room to what I can be grateful for what that room provides. So, example, the altar in the kitchen is one for abundance, gratitude, prosperity. The altar that I keep in my bedroom at my vanity is dedicated to self-love, beauty, glamour magic, and sort of softer things. I think that each room of the house has its own purpose that can tie the mundane and the magical together. So this is important to me because it keeps me practicing every day. Many times throughout this podcast, we've talked about going through these periods of time where you just don't feel very connected. And, I even touched on it earlier when I didn't feel very connected. And you have that familiar feeling of like, oh God, what if it doesn't come back? What if I'm not a witch anymore? What is this I'm feeling? And one of the ways that I start to come back is with a refreshal. Is that a word? A refreshal?
No, but I like it. It's cute.
Okay. A refreshal of my altars. It becomes easy for me to do things like stop and light an incense, or to meditate for a short time with like a stone or an object, or even just to kind of stop and think about a certain topic if it's there in front of me. It becomes easier to leave offering, or to even just have a moment of gratitude when these little spaces are set out and available to you. So personally, again, this is just me and my experience, not only do I have little altars for each room, but I have altars for different purposes, such as ancestor work, or a gratitude altar, or being thankful for ancestors, things like that. It doesn't necessarily like fall under a particular room of the house, so I don't there's no way to separate it into that category, but it's like altar by purpose. And then I have my main altar. It's gonna sound like a crazy person, like I have 45, but I'll kind of go through it in a second. I have my main where I keep all my witchy things. I do most of my physical witchy workings. Like if I ground anything, that's where I'll grind it up. If I need to like mix potion, that's where I'll do that. It's kind of like the workstation. And it's also the one that looks the most like what comes to mind if you think of an altar. Another way that I kind of want to avoid sounding like kind of like a type A over the top crazy person is like, these aren't what you picture a traditional altar to be. They are small, maybe the size of a handful, or I've even used in the past, I don't have them now, but I've even used like Altoid tins to make other little small containers to have what some people have called a travel altar, or just like a micro altar. Not every space has its own dedicated surface with massive rituals happening all the time. And it's also not a set look. These change all the time depending on what I need in that space. Sometimes it's just a couple of stones. Sometimes it's just a candle and an intention. And that's what I call an altar, but it's dedicated space. So for the sake of demonstration, I just want to talk about what my altars look like right now, without me changing them, just in the state that they are as I made these notes.
Interesting. All right, letting us in.
I'm letting you peek into my house. And I want to do this just to show you the diversity of what sacred space might look like, depending on how you want to use it. It also might spark some ideas for you, whether or not you want to use the room by room method or task by task, or if you just really feel like sacred space isn't very important to you and maybe you want it to be, or you're just interested in hearing about how somebody else does it. So the first one that I have is probably the one that I spend the most time looking at, or just being around, or dealing with in some capacity. And that is the altar that I have in my kitchen. And I actually refreshed this last night, just to kind of suit.
So good.
I love it, dude. I fucking love it. And it just kind of, I feel like it's suited to what I am interested in right now, just kind of what I'm going through right now and what I want. And I went back to, in my mind, I kind of thought back to what I used to do as far as having the altar in the kitchen. So this one is a very, I want to say like, I went back to grassroots, I guess, because I used to all the time have a candle going on my stove. And I didn't have that for a little while. So I brought out a candle and I have that sitting on my stove going pretty much at all times, except when I'm sleeping, yada, yada. But that represents my gratitude and my acknowledgement of what my ancestors had to go through simply to keep the home running.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about this, the fire on the stove for me represents everything from being able to have hot water to clean myself, my dishes, my home, to keep my clothes clean, to being able to cook my food, to having heat to keep the house going, and even just to the element of fire itself.
Yeah.
So right now,
it's a good metaphor too. Like, or it's just a good topic.
Yeah.
Because like when you're surviving, it's that you don't really let your fire go out. You know,
Yeah.
It's like that's a big part of survival, and I just feel like it speaks to that. It's like you're still keeping the fire on.
Yeah, yeah, and there's something also about that was one of the first things that I ever did, even before I took witch or pagan, before I took any of these like terms, and all I knew is I wanted to be like more grateful, and I wanted to think about spirit and kind of what they went through. Like it felt like a little ritual to do. You know, so it's part of my morning ritual is if I know I'm going to be home or whatever. I think probably an electric candle would be a smart idea. But if I'm home, a real candle's going to do. I get up, have my water, and the first thing I do is kind of click, and I just spend some time thinking about, I don't know, whatever I want to think about. Usually it's something along the lines of, wow, that was easy to flick a lighter and turn my fire on.
Right. Yeah. It's a luxury.
It's a luxury. And so much what I'm finding out about myself is gratitude super important to me. So to think about these little tiny things, or they're not tiny things, they're huge things that we have taken for granted in a way. Which taking something for granted is not necessarily bad. It's just granted that it's there. And it's kind of cool almost that we have these ways to do things. Of course, we can't always just be like, well, this is how they did it in the old days, so this is how we should do it now, because they would have killed for a lighter. They would have killed people.
A lighter, I wonder on paper, I wonder how many lives would have been saved.
Oh my God. Just a lighter. Something that you can get at, Dollar Tree for like a 4-pack. And we just don't even think about it. So right now, my kitchen altar is a candle. It is the spice bottles that I use the most often, which is a new addition because I was kind of cleaning out my kitchen and I was putting away spice bottles, and I found I kept putting away the same ones. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to keep them out and keep it as part of my altar. Not only in a magical sense, but in a cooking sense as well. And I have my little kitchen witch figurine of who I like to think she really truly protects my kitchen. Along with like the various gnome figurines that I have hanging out in the kitchen.
Cute.
Which, dude, okay, so gnomes are going through a height of popularity that put them on the same level as like a live, laugh, love sign.
Seriously, like they are in it. They are in every house now. They have penetrated into the mainstream. Wall.
And I've seen them kind of, if you take them for what they are and you're not actually thinking of it, because when I get gnomes, it's like directly correlated to my practice. You know what I mean? Like I think of them as little mythical creatures, right? But I guess in just sort of an everyday way, they're just like a like cute thing. So I've seen a lot of people be like, oh, gnomes or whatever. And it's become almost like a popularity cringe thing. And I just can't almost wait for it to go out of fashion. Because, I love being able to find them. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm picking up gnomes left and right these days. But, like, I don't know, the contrarian in me wants this to pass so I can just go back to having my little gnomes and it not be a thing that, like, every suburban mom's doing.
I think you're just mad that you like something that's trendy.
Of course. Of course.
I understand. I'm the same goddamn way. I hate it.
All right. So let's see. Where was I? Jesus. Oh, okay. The next altar that I want to talk about is one that feels a little strange to me, but it's important, is the one that I have in my bathroom. And I say strange but important because I think it sounds a little strange just being like, I have an altar in my bathroom. However, it is very important to me to be thankful and grateful for the things that the bathroom represents. You know, obviously you have gratefulness for having indoor plumbing because I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
Jesus, can you, okay, I was just thinking, not even like hardcore medieval times, but I mean, just a short while ago, if you had to pee in the middle of the night, you had to get your ass up, go outside to the outhouse.
Yeah, you did. Better hope there's not a goddamn snake in there.
Hope there's not a snake. Hope that it's not freezing cold. Anyway, I would rather just use a chamber pot at that point.
I would absolutely, because I have to pee so much in the middle of the night. If I did multiple times a night, I'd have to just drag my ass in the freezing cold to a shit box outside. I would be so angry.
Unpleasant on every level.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's gratefulness just for the indoor plumbing. But I also like to work my thankfulness into things like the hot water. And I really go for elemental representation in my bathroom. So there's fire in the heat of the water, earth in the various soaps and scrubs and salts and things that come from the earth. Also, I have, stones at my altar, but specifically in the bathroom. Air is for the incense that I let up, for the steam that the room creates, and obviously water. So all of these things are miraculous to have within your home. Miraculous. We are living in a time where you can shit and flush it away.
It's gone. It's gone. It's away.
It's gone. You're not going to get sick from sitting in your own shit all the time. Like it doesn't stink, except for a moment, but it's just away. And we don't have to even hardly fucking think about it. But anyway, all of that is to say my bathroom altar is, I guess, what you would call my elemental altar, and it's where I do kind of have a think about the elements the most, particularly when I'm in the shower. So what that currently looks like is, for me right now, it's blue stones. Blue isn't even the theme for my bathroom. It's not an aesthetic choice by any means. It's just when I set that up, I was really feeling the blue stones.
Nice.
And sometimes changing up these altars, that's what it looks like, is it's just me visiting like my main crystal collection, snatching a couple of things off of it and switching whatever I have in that space or on that little tiny tray or whatever. I find that having an altar in the bathroom helps my self-care and even a little bit of my mental health. I'm not saying that having a bathroom altar is going to eliminate depression.
No, but again, it's a tool.
It's a tool, because when I take care of myself, my mind's a little bit healthier. But I know that when I have something available to me, like that stone sitting there, or the candle, it's easy to flick up the candle or to light an incense, that it's just already there, easy for me to access. I could just plop it into an existence and just take a shower. And then suddenly that shower feels very luxurious and very self-care. And even if it is just a smelly good that helps me think about the element of air for a little while, it just makes it easier to think about things and to appreciate them and to care for myself. It also makes it easier to do the spells that I like to do in the bathroom, such as self-cleansing, banishment, or even like putting on armor in the form of lotions when I get out of the shower. Which I would like to incorporate more into my daily life, like slathering on that armor, because I so regularly just mindlessly apply all of my after shower things, lotion, deodorant, Yeah. And I think to just kind of switch up the way I think about it would be kind of cool. Just to suit up. It's like a Superman or like a superhero montage. The next one that I have is the one that represents self-care, self-love, and beauty into my bedroom. I don't really necessarily mean beauty of a physical type. But if I'm choosing to do, it can mean beauty of a physical type. If I'm choosing to do glamour magic, or if I'm putting on makeup that is, protective for me, or if I want to put on a certain face, that's where I can do that. Okay. Another departure. Macy, speaking of putting on a face for that day. That just reminded me, you know, the 1997 classic, the Cage Travolta classic, Face Off.
Okay, can't forget Face Off.
Can't forget Face Off. If you could have a rotation of 3 faces in addition to your own, who would they be?
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, that's tough. Dude.
And do they also have your face? Like if I'm switching faces with, I don't know, let's go with Kat Dennings because she's gorgeous and I love her and I want to be under her skin. Does that mean she wakes up with my face?
I like to think yes. I like to think it's a full switcheroo.
Okay, all right.
Situation.
Gross.
Yeah. You know what? I'd be Sean Astin for a day. I think
What
it'd
would
be a
you do?
wholesome day.
It would. Oh, precious.
I mean, seriously, like, I feel like it'd be a real opportunity to be like a him or a Jack Black, you know, like a really beloved.
Yes.
And just make people's day by just being there.
If I was Jack Black, I'd want to like make one of those weird TikToks that he makes.
He's having the best time.
He's living
with
his life.
His kids and his snack box that he makes now. Like, he's doing good.
Oh, okay. You said snack box, made me think of food. I think somewhere that someone's face. Okay, hear me out. Gordon Ramsay. Because if I put on Gordon Ramsay's face and I go to any restaurant, I'm gonna get service. You know,
you're gonna get service out the ass.
I'm gonna get service, and that's all I really want.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun. Like, it'd be neat to be like, I don't know, like to. Well, never mind. You're just getting their face. You're not getting their talents.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true.
That'd be like, it'd be something cool to be like Armory Guichon or whoever that amazing chocolatier is, and like just like make one of his incredible creations like with my hands and then eat it. That'd be really nice.
Dude, that's kind of fucking funny though. It's like if you took that on, if a Ramsay or you just somebody like that, and you went and you just winged it in the kitchen, yeah. And everyone would be like, masterpiece.
Yeah, this is great.
Wow. And I'd be like,
wants to be me,
it's a like, fucking grilled cheese. Yeah. Don't say anything. Gordon will call you a donkey. And lastly, I gotta say Nick Cage. Obvious.
I bet your
reasons.
Handler would give you your itinerary for the day, and it's just like, it's crazy.
Handler.
I love he has to have a handler.
He has to have a handler. Someone who like lets him out of his little cage in the morning.
Dude, yeah. Have you seen his like old Coke interviews? Have you ever watched any of his like old time like late night talk show totally on Coke interviews when he's wild? Dude,
my God.
If you never have, it's a good time.
Okay, I'm gonna make a note of that.
Yeah, there's quite a few. Just search like Nick Cage cocaine interviews, and they'll show. I know they will. I've never tried that, but there's enough of them I've seen that they have to.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure that combination of words just makes sense.
Yeah,
like super, on a like
super wild.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Where were we? Bedroom altar. Okay. Yeah, on the talk of facing off and faces, that's God, Jesus. My bedroom / altar is where I put my soft bish natured things, so like rose quartz and any other pink stone. However, I have a special section of this altar that I keep in my bedroom, and I don't really have a name for it, but it's just a section of things that bring me joy. And this is new. I've been doing this for a couple of months. And it doesn't matter if it's magical or not. It's just, it kind of makes me feel like, a crow that's just like collected a bunch of shiny shit that I liked and put it in a bowl. You know, anything that's caught its eye. It's just real raccoon energy in this little dish that I have of things that make me happy.
On my kitchen counter. That's my little kitchen.
I know that dish.
Yeah, that little triangle one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put all kinds of weird shit in that thing.
And to, another brief departure, I just want to say that I think it's important to have a section where you can, for a lack of a better term, kind of Marie Kondo that part of your house and have if you like something, like I hear people all the time be like, oh, I love this. It makes, but I don't have space for it. Or I love this. It makes me happy. I just don't have a use for it. Well, who cares? I'm not saying go out and spend money on a bunch of things. I'm saying if you have things, or if you find like a rock on the ground or a fortune in a fortune cookie, just things that you hold and it just gives you that specific, I don't know how else to phrase it, but that spark of joy, anything that makes you go, to collect these things. And I keep them in a jar. I just put a jar out. And once the jar gets to a reasonable level, now I've done this once and I think this will become practice, but, when my last jar got kind of filled with things that just made me happy, I filled the jar with oil and water and glitter and food coloring. And I made one of those like sensory style shakeable jars that when you, it makes like a swirl of glitter. And I know that glitter is very polarizing, but to me, it sets off that strange sense of primal happiness that I imagine that people who don't like glitter get the same feeling, but like in reverse. It's like danger noise. But when I just put all the stuff in it and I sealed it up and I burned candles on top of it that were in all my favorite colors. And I just had this little jar of joy and I still have it, and after some time, some of the things in it turns the water, it doesn't look great, but I've instilled it with so much joy and happiness. And when I get my new one, I'll be able to kind of freshen that up, and that's how I kind of justify keeping stuff like that and it not being a huge deal. It's just one jar. And I don't know what I'll do with the old jar when I get a new jar. Maybe I'll release it and I'll be like, thank you for the joy. Here it is back into the earth. I don't know, but
be somebody else's joy.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's a pile of a bunch of wet, glittery shit on the ground that I hope somebody else finds and loves. So I have done this in the past. I've gone through periods where, and I'm about to wrap up here, but I have gone through periods in the past where where was I? Oh, okay. I've gone through periods in the past where I've completely neglected altars. And specifically, one time I had a kitchen altar that I had set up, and it was very loved around the time that I made it. And it was around Mabon and Samhain, and I had things on it like apples, some soul cakes, little Halloween decorations, and incense that correlated to the time of year it was, and fall-esque shit. And I ended up kind of ignoring it for like a year. I didn't have the food on it still, but it still had all the other stuff. And that's when a space like that starts to feel dead. And I know that those items, the stones, the stuff, it has energy. It's not dead, but the space in itself feels dead and feels even more dead because you're not paying attention to it. I don't know if you've experienced that where like somehow a collection of magical items feels more dead than if they weren't magical items. Because
I feel like they feel a bit offended.
That exactly. I feel like it is, whether you're kind of like an animist or whatever, I just feel like you're not respecting those items or you're not utilizing them. So they're either, you can look at it like maybe it's a punishment or maybe it's just they're feeling a little dejected.
Well, I just think like most things, it's a two-way street, just like magic won't work if you just like do it. It's like you got to believe it. If you do a spell and immediately you're like, well, that's not going to fucking work. It's not gonna.
Right. Yeah. It's going to work so small that it's like.
Yeah, to where it's almost like petty. Like,
you're running yourself ragged trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I feel like, I don't know.
I kind of move in the cycles of how I clean my house. Now, I know everyone has different ways of doing this, but I clean my house. I have a certain day, like Monday is kitchen day, and Wednesday is bathroom day. That's just me and how I like to do it. So when I'm cleaning these rooms, just the act of switching a few things up keeps it fresh. It has like it has the same effect to me. Of course, it's more of a micro effect, but it's similar to when you switch your room around. When you Oh yeah. And it just changes the whole energy of the space. And you get like a week where you walk into the room and you're like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you get a spring in your step.
Yeah.
Energetically, the space is just rejuvenated.
Rejuvenated. And feels fresh and new and exciting. So outside of all my altars that I have in particular rooms, I do have a few that serve a particular purpose. I have an altar that I use for prosperity in a monetary, like a money sense. My income or work altar, it's where I keep crystals and herbs and stuff that I feel it's more relevant to me, where I may burn incense of, money drawing, that kind of thing. I also have my ancestor altar, and it's probably pretty self-explanatory. So I won't go into huge detail about that. I think I've talked quite a bit about that. But I have my newest altar, and it's a little experimental. And it's what I'm calling my self-confidence altar. Okay. It's not only about self-confidence in, the traditional sense of how I look and how I feel about myself, but it's a confidence in my magical skills. This is where I've been keeping, now this is very recent, keeping a small notebook that I write down the spells that I've tried, because I'm doing this thing that I'll talk about in a sec where I'm doing daily spells. But it's where I make the note about the spell that I'm doing for that day, as well as the outcome or how I felt about it. And the purpose of this is to grow in my trust in my own magic and to kind of be something that when I feel slipped or disconnected, it's important to me to keep up that magical hygiene, to feel connected to my power and to feel like I am the witch that I am. And I'm excited to see how that turns out, because if there's one thing that I don't like, it's not feeling capable. I don't like to feel useless. Yeah. Particularly in a magic sense. I don't like to have that feeling of, and a lot of times, yeah, it's an intrusive thought, and I'm sure we all have this one in particular, but I really don't like the one that's like, what if this is all fake? And I don't believe that it is. I have seen time and time and time again that this is real. Right. And it's powerful. And I've seen that over and over and over, but I can't help it. Every once in a while, I just feel weak in my power. And everyone does, So I think that it'll be really nice to track my progress. So that's why keeping space is important to me. And, whether you gleaned something about whether or not you want to set up your own little altar systems or whatever. If you do have little altars and you do feel comfortable sharing, I know some people feel like uncomfortable with that, or they feel like it shouldn't be shown. Show us over on Facebook. I think it would be cool to have the Facebook kind of flood with our altars and our little areas and what we do with them. Yeah. So show off. Just kind of radiate from the photos. Yeah. And also I think it's cool to have inspiration, little inspo. I kind of want to wind down now. That's it for my magical space, but I want to talk to you about, and I feel like if I say it out loud, it's going to keep me honest. But I've been doing work on my magical hygiene, as I had said. I've set up a nice little practice for myself where, as part of my nightly journaling routine, I set up my spell for the next day. And it's so nerdy, but it has kept me on this, dude. And I've been having so much fucking fun. So I cross-reference things like daily correspondence are good for what spells. And then I will cross-reference that with like what phase of the moon we're in. And I'll take a sheet of paper and I'll write down what tomorrow is good for. For example, Friday, because I think a lot of people are familiar with like Friday magic. It's good for love. Friday is the day for love. So I'll jot down the word love because I know Fridays are good. Then I'll like look at the phase of the moon, and if it's waning or not waning, I'm sorry, if it's waxing, then I would be like, oh, this is a good time to like grow a self-love spell, like grow my self-love, And it's made my daily magic feel a little easier if I can sit down and plan out what I'm going to do for the next day. And it's helped me spend a little bit of each day feeling more like a witch and feeling more connected than I have in a little bit. So I just wanted to talk about it, and maybe we'll go through updates over the next couple of episodes.
I like it. Yeah, it's a good point. And your point about letting altars just kind of get dusty and neglected is a good one. Like I'm looking at one right now. It's just kind of gotten overrun. I need shelving, and it's just gotten overrun. And because of that, I've just kind of let it turn into a mess of chaos.
Well, it's easy to do. Yeah. It's easy to do because I think for me in my brain, like I love the aesthetic of, and I don't want to say that in a way that makes people roll their eyes, because I know that one of the critiques is like, oh, people just get into witchcraft because they like the aesthetic, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, I just enjoy it. I think it's a little silly to say that we all don't enjoy our aesthetic a little bit. Rocks are pretty. What do you want me to say? You know, rocks are pretty, and I like, you know, I like wooden things or whatever, right? So for me, it almost carves out a space of decoration in my head. And then I let it do what every other part of my house does. And it just kind of sits there and it's just a thing. But I forget that it's like a living, breathing entity.
Yeah, I do. Yep.
Yeah. Well, there's that. I feel like I talked a lot.
It's okay. I feel like I did in mine too. This is a lot of words.
Words. Well, do we have any kind of announcements? Tell them what to stick around for.
Yeah, y'all, please chill after the credits. We're going to talk to Rachel Anahata, the creator of Anahata's Purpose. Super fun interview. We talk about things going on this year. So if you are going, you are thinking about going, or you just want some extra content, you've got several bits more of it coming up. Because we had a good time. She answered a lot of, there's just so
Yes. Okay. Goodbye.
special day for you guys today, because we are also, as of today, I think 57 days from Anahata's Purpose. So we have Rachel, the one and only Rachel, here to talk about that with us and let you guys know some important deets and fill in any information and whatnot for those of you that might be thinking about going and all that jazz.
Yeah, Rachel Anahata, as you might know her on Facebook.
Yeah,
Sorry.
That's how I know her name in my head. It's Rachel Anahata. Like, that's how it is.
It's funny because I've been wanting to change it back to my normal last name, but I feel like now I can't. There's no one will know. No one will know who I am. People will be like, I don't know who that person is.
Rachel's somebody. Some poser.
Yeah, just now that I've changed my Facebook name, that's just now my name.
I kind of feel the same with like the profile picture. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to change my profile picture, but I'm like, I can't. I'm kind of locked into this one.
Yeah,
exactly.
Forever and always.
Oh,
that's it.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks guys for having me. I do feel I feel like I like unlocked a level or something. I've unlocked a level. I'm on to the next level. I don't know. It's like I bopped into a little mushroom and my little Mario body just grew in size.
That was my Mario
exactly.
noise.
I liked it. It was good. Mm-hmm. I'm super excited. One, that we did the fund. So shout out and thank you to everyone who participated in the Gift a Witch Fund.
That was cool.
It was so cool, and it was so great to be able to call and talk to all of the winners and how excited everyone was. And just from the short amount of time that I spoke with all of them, you can just tell that like they were just the perfect people to win the tickets, as you know, that stuff normally goes. So I guess I just want to say thanks to everyone listening. Thank you guys for teaming up with me and us putting that all together. I think it was really cool, and I'm glad we were able to do it. And I got some.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm curious for my own selfish want of knowledge. I just want to know, like, how many were there tears?
How many what?
Were there tears? I'm curious. Did we make anybody so happy that they wept?
Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah.
Tears. Yeah. There was one in particular that I spoke with on the phone for a long time, and I'm super excited to meet them in person, give them a big hug. And there were tears. There was definitely tears. And then we actually had one person. It was so cool. They didn't know what Anahata's was. Their friend entered them in. So
that's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah. So like I got them on the phone, and it was like so creepy and cocky of me because I was calling people, and if they wouldn't answer, I'd be like, hey, my name's Rachel from Anahata's Purpose, and if you could just give me a call back, I have something for you. So like I was leaving this super creepy voicemail. So such a creepy voicemail. And the person was like, I don't know what this is. And I was like, because I was like, can you guess what it is? Like, I was like trying to make people be like, I won the ticket. And they were just like, I don't know. I honestly have no idea. And I was like, oh, you like don't know what Anyolite is at all? And they were like, no. So then I had to like explain to them what they won. It was just so funny. And I just felt
Are they
so
coming?
silly. Yeah, they're coming, and their friend got a ticket, and they're going to come with each other. They're going to travel.
Oh, sweet.
Super excited. Yeah, it was a great conversation, but I just made a fool out of my damn self.
That is awesome. Yeah, for those that don't know, we picked it random. So we each just picked random numbers. It immediately became apparent that it was going to be way too hard to actually pick. There was no way. I wanted, like, I started being like, all right, well, we'll have to pick a handful. Like, I'll narrow it down to like 10. And I like lost. I quit. I just was reading, and I'd like bring a name over. Like, oh wow! And I had like 40 names or like 30. I just added every single name. I was like, I don't. These are all such beautiful stories. I don't know what to do.
It was really difficult.
It was hard. So we picked at random. The universe picked.
Yeah, it was. I had mine color coded. I started color coding them as to like.
I noticed that. Because after the winners were chosen, I wanted to bop into the little document that we had going and see, like, I wanted to read the stories of the people coming, and they were all different colors. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah. That was me going through everything before we were like, okay, we just need to random number this. It was a lot. And I hope that, people who did not win are able to find their way there, or at least, listen and vibe, and hopefully we'll see you in another year or something.
Yeah.
And just shout out and thanks to everyone that entered and also participated and raised the dollars.
Yeah, raised a lot of dollars.
Six people worth of dollars.
6 whole people.
Yeah.
Actually, more than that, because I think the friend gets to go too, right? Or the friend is going. So it's like
the friend is coming.
Because of this, that's like 7 people that are getting to go now because of it. Pretty cool.
It's really, really cool. It's really cool. So, gratitude. Yay.
So, is there anything that you would like to tell the beans about Anahata's this year? I know there was a couple of things on the docket.
Yeah, we definitely, we got some fun things. We got some fun things happening, specifically for the beans.
Get hype.
So, get hype. There's one thing that I've seen on the Facebooks, people talking about bringing a bunch of snacks. I actually we haven't announced this yet, so this is the first time this is being announced. But Thursday, we have a band playing, which is one of my favorite bands ever, and they're called Snack Time.
Oh,
so
hot.
So just putting it all out there to everyone, when you come with your snacks, Thursday is the snack time to share the snacks and to enjoy some hype sweet jams. So, dude, that's super exciting.
That'll be so cool to just sit there and take in some tunes and everybody just throwing snacks between each other.
Everybody's just fucking eating. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, and they're gonna love it. Like, I know Snack Time is gonna love it. So they're a full brass and drum band. Like, yeah. So they get funky, and it is just great. And they're gonna do like a little bit of an acoustic set, and then we're gonna do our opening circle, and then we're gonna go into like a full set, and it's just gonna be dancing and shoving snacks in our faces.
Yes,
so,
yes.
What a great way to open up this event.
Yeah, snacks at Snack Time, and I know that the people who are in Snack Time are just gonna fucking love that so much. Just watching people eat snacks and dancing, like
it's such goblin energy. I love it.
It is. It's goblin, and it's a total vibe. Yeah. And then Thursday night after Snack Time, I do have a surprise that I'm working on for the beans specifically, and I can't give too much away about it. And I'm also still working on putting it together. But what I will say is it has to do with fire spinners.
Okay.
And something witchy. Okay. And it's specifically for the beans. It will be in the Sky Hill area, and that'll be Thursday night after Snack Time.
Well, now I want to know.
I can't tell you. I'm sorry.
I think you should. We can edit it out.
I want to know.
Will you edit it out?
Show me.
No, don't tell us if you don't want to tell us. I'm just being,
No.
I'm being a dick.
I don't want to know.
Charlie, I'll Marco you after this. And I'll tell you what it is, because that's me. I'm always the person like, I want to know all the things. But I want to leave some surprises. And we do have, so that's all Thursday night. And then Friday night will be the bean fire night. And we do have some things specifically in the works for that. So that's going to be like the bean fire night. Full.
Yes.
That's the night for the bean fire. We have some fun activities and things to just be kind of happening in the background. And then Saturday night is going to be super dope, super lit. We have Mum's the Word, which I believe you guys, they played Thursday. And then we have Kufnots coming back, where we have Kufnots, the full band, which I don't know if you guys remember them, but Kufnots and Christina Leese, the guy who does like the conscious rapping, and she plays the harp, and it's beautiful. Yeah. So their full band is actually with a few drummers. So it's gonna just get amped. We love it. And we have a big spell happening Saturday night at the full moon by the water.
Oh,
a huge group spell going on.
How much power is just going to absolutely blast out of there?
It's going to be really wild. I have this really cool big like white cauldron thing that we're going to use for the water. And we're going to be getting some little vessels for attendees to bring or to have and then take home. I don't want to give too much away because I don't want, I'm not facilitating it. That's Amberly and Margot are running that, so it'll be really beautiful. It's super exciting. So that'll be Saturday night, late night, like midnight.
See, all right, I'm gonna have to stay hype. I'm gonna have to really try my best here. Because I am not good at being alive past 10 p.m.
I have a hard time with it too.
That's my goal this year. Is because last year I was zonked by like 9:30 every night. It's like, no, I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna be alive. I'm gonna dance. So that's my goal.
Yeah.
We'll take a nap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Naps
Yeah,
help.
easy.
But
to
it's hard.
Say, you
but it's
fucking
hard.
people who can nap.
Okay.
Well, it's not even. You don't have to actually fall asleep, but just resting your body.
I will do that sometimes. That does help.
Yeah.
Like, because I can't nap, but I'll just like lay on the couch and just will my bones to be still for about 40 minutes, and that I get something out of it.
I will secretly slip you 4 5-hour energies.
That will just immediately put me in the hospital, and then
That's 20 hours of energy.
I become a nuisance. I become the person who won't let anyone else sleep.
Yeah. You end up being the person that we like kick out. Macy, you gotta go.
Our next episode is like, I got kicked out of Anahata's. Ask me how.
Yeah. Oh God, no! Please, no. That's happened before. We've had that happen.
Oh, oof.
Yeah. But rarely ever, because there is the whole no alcohol thing now. So,
dude,
it's great.
We
love that.
Yeah, that's good, and just nobody be stupid.
Yeah, it's awesome. We haven't had a single problem since that's been implemented, and it's awesome too because I feel like it really allows people to do the work and be like, oh wow, I can do this work too, and feel safe. It's great. Another thing that I am super excited for, because it's going to be a little bit more bean heavy, is just the beans meeting the other communities that will be there, because the beans are like a quarter of the attendees, like the communities. Wow. So we have Dance Medicine Philly, which they partner with us, and they kind of host the music Friday night, and they do ecstatic dance. And I don't know if you guys saw ecstatic dance happening at all.
Yeah,
over the
I
weekend.
did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's just this super empowering, fun.
I'm going to go this year. I was not opened up to dance at all last year, like at all, but I've done a lot this year, largely because of Anahata's purpose. And I'm ready to do that this year. I'm going to get fucking wild at that ecstatic dance.
Nice. Good. I'm glad. Because it is something that it's very freeing. Like, it's not, you just go and make your body do things. Like there's no rhyme or reason. Like you don't have to look a certain way when you're dancing. Like you purposely go there to just move your body the way it feels good. And that's it. So Ecstatic Dance, that community is just really awesome. And a lot of the members of that community also offer a lot of like different workshops that we have too, which is cool. And then we do have the Beard Fest community, which is another festival that my friend and one of the executives of Anahata's, one of the partners, Jeremy, runs. So he runs that festival. And then he also does our music for Anahata's. And Beard Fest was actually one of the main things that inspired Anahata's. Yeah, it just happened. It takes place in the Pine Barrens here in the dirty Jersey. Oh. And and it's just, Beard Fest was one of the main inspirations for Anahata's. I was there and I just wanted to kind of flip it. A Beard Fest is very music heavy with a few workshops. And I was like, I'm going to just do this, but like backwards.
Yeah.
So it's just, so it's super cool now that Jeremy has joined the Anahata's team. It's kind of like serendipitous and just beautiful how the universe works. And then just like a lot of wellness communities. There's just so many cool people. So that is one of the reasons why I've like we're going to schedule the Friday bean fire night. But I'm also super, because I want the beans to meet all these other wonderful people too. Like there's just
for sure.
So many cool communities that show up.
Well, and I mean, I don't want to downplay how important some of these workshops were for me personally last year.
Time.
There was a few that have changed my whole practice. They've changed my life, to be honest with you.
Nice.
And some of them I took and I think I might have been the only person there that I knew or had the bean wristband on, and I may not have. I feel like I was kind of stepping out of my comfort zone. Like it felt like I was going by myself at the beginning, but then you go to these workshops and then you leave with like 15 new friends. Yeah. So I just want to not understate how important it is to like get out and go to the workshops. And like, also, by the way, it's just fun to like plan your day like you're in high school, and be like, okay, at this time I'm going to take this, and at this time I'm going to take this.
Yeah. I think it's actually such an important part to really making close friends at Anahata's is going out and experiencing those things. Because I feel like everyone that I've come close to year after year after year, I might not have gone to all the same classes that they've gone to, or I might not have experienced things that they experienced, but collectively it's like we went through this time together, being vulnerable in our own way, and we can relate to how that other person, maybe they're going through something, maybe it's similar to what I'm going through, but either way, we spent this time together where like something shifted.
Yes.
And even if it's not the same lessons that were learned, like just being there and being able to hold space for other people and have other people hold space for you, like that's what really forms this connection. I mean, our Marco Polo is just every day, and it's been a year. Like it never ends, and it's because we all kind of went through this experience together, and we kind of continue to do that.
And that's something I didn't anticipate, is just the family, I feel like, that came out of Anahata's. I was like, hey, cool thing to do. And I'm not by any means just talking about like, hey, here's all the beans we got to meet. I mean, everybody. And in particular, there was the infamous Confronting the Shadow class. Yes. Which are they going to be there this year?
Yes, Erica will be there.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. She kind of can't be now that everyone's talked about it. Like, she's got to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go this year. I didn't go last year.
I actually haven't gone. I've never been able to go.
Really?
Yeah. So I have a plan to go this year and cry as well.
That is the class that I think kind of epitomized for me what you were just talking about. There was this moment where, and while I was sitting next to like Lyra, and there was a couple of other people that I had like sort of started to know, there was this moment where we all went through, and it was just this beautiful moment of being vulnerable with strangers.
Yep.
And that's not me as a person. I'm not vulnerable with people I know. So like to do so with strangers was this moment of, you just felt that shift. And I remember looking around and just seeing everybody and being like, every person here is a person with their own story and things they're going through and stuff like, and it put me on a different path for my entire life.
Wow.
And I don't know. I just wanted to say that.
No, that's
that has
magical.
nothing to do with doing. But
no, but that's really something special.
It changed
the amount of
things,
like surrender that you kind of.
Oh yeah. Like, and the fact that everybody kind of, like they said, you don't have to share. Like you don't have to. Don't be afraid of this class because you feel like you don't want to say things out loud. You know what I mean? You don't have to if you don't want to. But there was this moment that I feel like everybody just took a collective breath and we were like, okay, we're all in it. We're doing it. Yeah. And it just felt like everybody was like putting their hands in together and we're like, we're all friends now.
Nice. That's amazing.
So
I'm so excited. There's so many cool classes.
Yeah, classes. I thought it would be good to we could wrap up and get people hype with some of your favorites that are coming.
We got a lot. We have a lot of really cool classes. Well, rhythmetrics will be back. The drumming is coming back.
Archery will be in the middle of the circle. Please.
Yes. Summer has to come with us. We're all going to hold hands and sit in the circle. That's definitely the thing. Yeah. Yes. Just so you know, when second you hear the drumming start, that is Max calling people to the drums. So you need to run. Don't hurt yourself, but we do have a great med team. But run to the drums to get your spot because it gets up quick. It loads up pretty fast. So he will do a few throughout the day, which is really great. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I loved hearing moments of just the drumming start and everything else.
There were multiple times that I would be walking past, like you'd leave the cafeteria and then you'd be walking to the river and you had to walk past like where that little mall area was that they would do it. And I would just be like shimmying my way down my path, just shaking ass to them when they were like drumming faster, just being like, yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I do love that. Yeah. Well, Max is they're moving to Colorado, so they're coming back just for Anahata's.
Sweet.
Which is super awesome. And then we have some really neat classes. So Dr. Nick Atlas, who did the dream work
so good
class. Yeah.
You mean the lucid dreaming class?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
He will be back. He will definitely be back.
That was a whole experience as well.
That was incredible. He was, to be honest, at first, because he went in, he dived right on in. And he's so knowledgeable and it was so much incredible information that I was like, I've got to settle in and I've got to absorb this right now. Because it was one of those things, because you're in the chill vibe. You're like, ooh, yeah, let's take a lucid dreaming class. And then this brilliant person is giving you amazing advice on lucid dreaming. You're just like, all right, wait, let me get my pens. Let me get my paper. Oh my gosh. It was so incredible. So much knowledge.
He's going to be taking it a little further this year.
Sweet.
His new version of it is going to be called Dreams, Psychedelics, and Healing Through Visionary States.
Oh.
So, and you don't need any experience. Yeah. You don't need any experience of psychedelics to participate in this, but it is about being able to visualize yourself through it, different relaxation techniques, deep embodiment practices, things like that. So that is going to be super exciting. And fun fact, Dr. Nick Atlas's wife is a bean.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how they found us. Yeah.
That was we've figured that out and we're just like, what? It was super wild.
Yep. Yeah. Also,
what a cool name, Dr. Atlas.
I know.
Talk about that for a second? I mean, come on.
I know. Such a good name. I wonder if it's real. I never asked him. I think I need to ask him now. Is that real? Is that really your name? Yeah. But we do have Teresa, our lovely Teresa, is going to be hitting us up with some astrology workshops this year, which is good because that is something that I've been missing. We did a few years ago and I've been wanting that to come back. So she's going to be bringing that in and we're We're
I
also going to
say real quickly on the note of Teresa, like, I have the esteemed just luck of just being able every now and again to write her and Marco and be like, hey, you astrological genius, what's going on? And she will tell me, she is so knowledgeable and she is so in depth and she's so intuitive, like, that I am not missing that class at all. Not to mention, she has the cutest accent in the whole planet. I love hearing her talk so much. Oh
yeah. I'm excited. We're doing two things together. So she has her astrology class, and then I think you guys know that, like, we started our own podcast. Thanks for the inspiration. Yeah, the two Geminis and a Leo. And we're going to do, like, a kind of live, but not like what you guys are doing. But we are going to do, like, and it's really for the beans. It's just going to be pretty much astrology roasting for an hour.
Good.
Like, just people, like, let's talk about your placements. And I'm just like, did you cry today?
Yeah.
Like, when are you, like, what are you overthinking today? Let's, like, so we're just going to randomly pick people, tell us what your placement is here and here and here. Teresa's going to.
I want to be roasted.
Yeah.
Destroy me.
My hand is raised on that.
Yeah.
I have it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
what a funny idea.
Yeah, it's just going to be just straight up roasting. I'm actually thinking of getting my friend who's the comedian to just sit on it. Grandma. I don't know if you guys remember Grandma.
I went to the show last year. I thought Grandma was really funny. Yeah.
Grandma's great. Yeah.
I also wanted to say, just on the note of your podcast and on the note of funniness, I'm somebody who I've talked on this podcast about loving, but just having a very strained relationship with astrology, as far as, like, I just feel like I don't learn that quickly, or, it's hard to learn. However, I've been listening to y'all's podcast, and it is so funny. It is so funny, dude. And I have learned so much. I have thought about that Biggie episode so much more than I should, but I think about it every day.
Yeah. Is Biggie a psychic? I don't know. We'll see. Like, it's so much fun. And it's so great too, because, Tabitha and I are learning. We're very much in the learning phase. So Teresa just kind of, like, guides the show so well. And then us crazy Geminis just come in and
talk.
I was going to say,
shit.
So the Leo takes charge of things. Wow. Why am I not surprised?
I know. No, but it's great though. I mean, this was her baby. So it's just really cool. It's been fun. So we're going to do a little something like that. And that's probably going to be more specifically for Beans and Friends, since it is a newer podcast. So I don't think as many people are going to know of us. Who knows? So that's going to be going on, and just, it's super exciting. And I actually have one of my friends, Bree, who is phenomenal, queer artist, educator, witch, a new mom, just is one of the original founders of Rompus, who created the big, beautiful paintings that were the backdrop for the stage. Yeah. They're one of those founding members. Well, they wrote this amazing coloring book. Macy, I feel like you're going to really love this. It's called Everything Dies, a story time about death. Okay. And it's just like this beautiful coloring book for adults, or really anyone, that just talks about the circle of life in all aspects of all things. But it's a coloring book, and it's beautiful, and it's poetic. And they're actually going to do, like, coloring and story time. Like, they're going to read the book as people are, like, coloring and, eating snacks and stuff.
That sounds great.
Yeah, the book's called Everything Dies, a story time about death. And it is...
I love that.
The book is just... It just gives you all the chills. And it kind of... If you guys have ever seen the Duncan Trussell show, Midnight Gospel, like that last episode of, have you guys ever watched that? You know how that last episode, like, really gets you? That's like how you feel, like, reading through this
in
book
the gut.
and looking at it's right in the gut. It's beautiful and it's just really human, and it's super, like, nitty gritty and nature based, and just, oh, it's so good. So I'm very excited for them to be offering that in this space. And yeah, there's just a lot of really dope shit happening this year.
It sounds like there is a beautiful, wonderful mix of not only bean related stuff, but a chance to get out and experience so many new things that you thought you wouldn't, how do I say, not didn't think you wouldn't be interested in, but like things you've never contemplated before or things you've never tried before. And I'm really excited for that mix of familiar and then like branching out.
Yeah. Well, there's my team actually had a really great idea, and we're going to do something different this year too. I know everybody asks about the schedule. Schedule comes out about like 2 weeks before the event. And it is humans that do these classes. So sometimes things are able to change. So it is done on like a live Google Doc, but for the most part, all of the classes on the schedule are what they are. But last year I had them all different colors, and we're actually going to change the color coding of it. So it's now all going to be under mind, body, or soul.
Ooh,
themed
neat.
classes. But that way, when you are kind of picking out what classes that you want to take, you can say or see like, oh, maybe I'm doing too many soul classes. Maybe I need to add a body class in today to like really get myself grounded. Yeah. Or maybe the day 2, maybe that wasn't even the plan, but day 2, you're like, I really need to ground myself. Let me look at what classes are in this color and get into my body, or vice versa. I'm way too in my body. I need to like shake it up and have a little fun. Okay, what is this class? So it's kind of going to be another tool added in there so that you can kind of create balance throughout the retreat. Yeah.
Speaking of, and just to like plug my own, like speaking of the body class, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this yoga class. So it'll be big time. Like when you were saying connecting to your body, I was like, oh my God, yes. But yes, listen, it's going to be a 90-minute yoga class, like non-strenuous. It's going to be a slow flow. But we're going to like crack our way through all of our chakras, like all of our energy centers, starting at the root and just open up. And it on that property, in that place, with that energy, I'm so excited to see how people react to it. I cannot.
It's going to be so good.
From your
There's going to be so many tears. Listen, like, that's a pretty common
I hope
thing
so.
in opening yoga is that you get the urge to cry and release, but like
I'm super excited for yoga class too. I think I'm going to do my best. It's hard for me to get to classes.
Yeah,
when I'm there.
Shit.
Yeah, so it's but I'm going to try to make it to that one. Are you down to talk about your other class that you're going to be doing? Because that one I am super excited about.
Excited about that one too. I'm going to be doing a class over utilizing the Elder Futhark runes in magic. So this isn't really going to be a class that will be going into like the lore and all of that of each rune, which like we will, because you have to a little bit to explain what they all mean, and we'll go into that. But I really wanted to show how they can be applied as sigils and just as amplifiers and kind of coordinators of magic and magical workings and whatnot, because that's predominantly how I use them. There's a ton of power in them, and just working with these like essentially like stored power banks of like whatever the energy is that they represent.
Mm-hmm. It's really cool. I'm really excited for that class. I think people are going to take a lot away from that. And then we also have a tent that's going to be set up for like adorning your body and other people, and like costume play and like body paint. So I'm really interested to see the shift of once that class happens, and then how many people are walking around with runes on them.
I hope.
Yeah. I hope many too. I think it's going to be cool to see that happen.
Should we just bring like markers to that class so we can like tattoo each other with it?
Just go nuts.
Yeah.
Why not? Be like in middle school math class with nothing to do and just draw on your forearm.
Yeah, and we can do that like that Superman S thing. You remember that?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And you can make a chain out of it too. You can make a whole chain.
Oh yeah, the paperclip chain,
Never
right?
ending.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, I'm old.
Yeah.
I am ready.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm every day that passes, I am getting more and more excited. And it's getting to the point where, and I know, like I could hear it when you laughed a little bit when you said this, Rachel, but like I know the schedule comes out 2 weeks beforehand, but I've hit that point where I'm like, I just want to make my schedule.
Yeah, I want to know.
I'm so excited.
I know. It's something that I wish I could get it out early, but it just, well, also sometimes we throw in some last minute classes. It just happens every year like that,
And patience is a virtue, so,
It is. And yeah, I think the best thing that we ever did, though, was making it a live schedule. So that everyone can just pull it up on their phones whenever and see. But I mean, we really didn't have that many changes, but I'm hoping this year it'll come out and then there won't be any changes at all.
Hey, that's the dream,
Each year it's less and less. I think we really only had like 2, and then I think we had like 2 others that were just confusion. So really out of the 100 classes, 4 switching up wasn't too bad. But we're going to get there. We're going to get there. And I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Let me ask you this.
Too.
Let me ask you this as sort of a wrap up question here. If you could suggest, let's say 3, I don't know, pick a number, 2, 3, whatever you want to do. Classes that are not bean related at all, have nothing to do with the beans, but you really, really want the beans to experience. What would you pick?
That's a really good question.
And you can totally cheat and say all of them if you'd like, but
I mean, yeah, sure, of course, all of them. But I also know that that's just putting too much pressure on everybody. We can't do that.
Be in all the places at once.
Yeah, be everywhere all at the same time.
Yes.
There's a really phenomenal class that is facilitated by my friends Kelly and Larissa, and it's really about vulnerability. The whole thing is about making conscious connections with strangers. And
that is so on point, though.
I can use that.
It really is. And if you ever see the pictures from those classes, it's just all different kinds of people that are in there. And then it's fantastic. You just see them all hugging after, too. Just all these people having these really profound experiences, just talking to each other. So that would be one that I would absolutely recommend. I mean, the tarot class is always popping. Like Colleen for tarot and Crystal for energy work and money magic. They were there last year. So I do know it is in the witchy realm, but we do have Colleen will be bringing in like a class on the court cards this year. And I know a lot of people just come to listen to her talk about tarot. She's just so well educated on all of the things. We're going to do a cacao ceremony.
It's so good.
I'm
so passionate about ceremony.
I know you said 3, but I think I just can't do 3. The cacao ceremony will definitely be amazing. I'm sure I'm gonna kick myself in the butt after for not naming other things, but we'll just keep it there. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, that was the hard and fast rule. 3. You're not allowed anymore.
Yeah, and I did it already. I'm already I'm flagged.
All right. Well, is there anything else? Is there anything else that we should know as human beings?
Still available?
There are tickets still available at anahatas.com. Just so you know, all of Sky Hill is sold out.
Yeah.
Sky Hill
and
is
that
sold out.
That should happen like soon.
That happened a while ago. Yeah, because Sky Hill is just it is one of my personal favorite locations on the property. I know people like other spots, but we have people. Like, there will be more than just beans up there because that is like a very favorite spot to Anahata's attendees. But I do want to let everyone know that where the camping and the lodging is, like, none of that is very far away from each other. So if you get camping in the main camping area, you're literally right next to Sky Hill, like down a little hill, a little trail.
And there's also going to be, there's like a big bean city in the tent area.
The tent. Yeah, there's, if you're worried about being somewhere where you're not going to know anyone or you won't be with a bean, don't be. There's beans everywhere. They will find you. We're going to see the wristband. They're going to come get you.
That's right. Also, you know what?
Yeah.
That you guys may, if y'all weren't there last year, I don't know if we really talked about this, but there's a special wristband that identifies the beans, and I love that. So I can't wait for that because one of my favorite activities was seeing that wristband on people. And like, I don't know if it was like, maybe they were like too shy or like what, but it's like you would be talking to them for a while and then you'd see that wristband on and you'd be like, oh, dude, you're a fucking bean.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I generally felt it made people feel easier to approach each other too, especially about the show. Like I would just kind of notice people looking for it specifically. And so it became a really funny identifier. Like you would just see it and be like, all right, we can be weird together, you know? And then it was just known immediately.
Yeah.
You could talk about weird shit.
So be weird together, spend time with beans, but also please, please, please branch out.
Be weird together, be weird apart.
Be weird together, be weird
The
apart.
other communities are weird too.
Yeah.
We're all a bunch of weirdos here, and it's great. Yeah. Go kayaking. That's a thing. Go walk along the water. Fairy trail. Yep, fairy trail. There's so much to do.
Dude,
archery is going to be dope.
I would get coffee in the morning. I had a ritual, and it was so good because I get up early. So I would roll out of bed at like 6:30 in the morning, or literally however early it was that coffee went out. 7. I think it was 7. And I would go get coffee at 7, and that delicious ass coffee that is so goddamn good. And I would get a hot cup of coffee, and it was kind of chilly in the mornings because it's not this fucking devil's asshole that we're living on right now. And like it was so nice and cold in the mornings, and I had my little shawl, and I would just go walk through like up those stairs up where like the little maze thing is, the labyrinth and all of that, like those trees. Dude, you can, there's so many places you can just, if you have nothing, if you just want to take some time and go be alone, there are so many places you can just walk on the property, and it's beautiful.
It is. I'm actually super excited. Do you guys remember the adorable little cabins, like all the way down, like the trail?
Yes.
We have them open now, so people can. Yeah, so those ones are like a little bit of a walk away from the main property,
but they're nice and private. Like that's kind of cool.
So cool. I love it out there. It's beautiful. I'm just so excited.
Yeah, sorry. I felt like there was more to say there, but I realized I could probably keep talking forever. Just about everything that I love and the classes that I loved and things that I love. I mean, everything from like, there were people there who took it just of their own initiative to like set up safe spaces to like come and chill out. And if you're that I needed a few times, you know, I'm that kind of person. I was like, I'm gonna have a panic attack. I'm gonna go to this safe room, and you'd go there, and it's just the most thoughtful community, and it's the most safe. I've never felt more safe and accepted around a large group of people, because to me, I'm the kind of person who can go to Walmart, which is a fraction of the size of how many people are coming. And I can just leave and be like, I never want to see another human again. And it was very restorative of just how I don't know, view life and people in the big picture. So you get to it. Where can we find information on Anahata's? Where can we get tickets? Is there anything you want to plug?
You can get all the tickets on anahataspurpose.com. We're on the social, right? So we have the Facebook and the Instagram. Also, there is the Facebook, the Book of Faces. We do also have a Anahata plus Wabah Facebook group. So we do have a decent amount of people in there. And if you're kind of like on the fence, wanting to know if you should come or not, or have other questions, some of the OGs are helping me answer questions in there. It's extremely helpful. They've been fantastic. And so I would definitely say if you have any questions or anything, go in there. You can also, if you reach out on any social media platforms, email, it's me. So feel free to just hit me up, ask me any questions that you want or that you have. And I think that's it. If you want to laugh about Biggie and Tupac, you can go listen to Two Geminis and a Leo.
Recommend it. Definitely
Thank
recommend it.
Thank you. And I'm just super excited to hug people if they want to be hugged and be vulnerable with people and to cry. And I know that all sounds silly, but once you're there and you do it, it's like all you want to do. So I hope everyone can find time and find space to come. And if not, I hope sometime in the future you can come.
Hell yeah. And everything that we've talked about here, such as the website and everything, it'll be down in the description box. Easy links for you.
Nice.
Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for letting me level up to my biggest, greatest Mario version of me. I leveled up. I've ascended.
Well, thanks. Our egos didn't need that, but thank you.
No, and I'm sorry if you're disappointed.
What was that? I'm sorry.
I said I'm glad that we could grant you enlightenment, but too bad. Like, I'm sorry you're disappointed because this is it.
Is it everything you thought it would be?
It's everything I thought it would be. It's everything. No, it was cool. I had a moment where I was like, oh my goodness, wait, I'm going to get on the podcast. Like, you guys have only had like 3 people talk on here. So I did. I feel special. So thank you.
Lit. All right. Well,
Lit
we will see
fam.
you at Anahata's Purpose.
I'll see you at the Purpose. I guess I should add that if you call it the Purpose, people will think you're in a cult. So.
Ooh, do it.
Yeah.
So do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're going to the Purpose. Mm-hmm.
Dude.
The purpose.